here on the outside, 2 tremendous blocks, really allowing Josh Henderson to get that edge. Cannot say enough about guys who were just willing to block. Josh Henderson blowing a kiss to the crowd saying, "Oh, I know you love me."
Gotta love a good rivalry game, and we have one between Purdue and Indiana. Purdue ball, down 10, first down. Devin Mockabee couldn't get out of the backfield. Andre Carter fell on top of him. Loss of 2. Let's bring in Megan McEwen downstairs on the sideline.
Guys, IU linebacker Aaron Casey came out on the sidelines, was nursing that right shoulder, kind of touching it with his hand, trying to shake it out as much as he could. Head coach Tom Allen calls Casey one of the toughest players he has ever coached. He's going to go down as one of the toughest in Indiana history because of his grit and determination.
He's on the field now, Megan, tracking down Hudson Card, who's too fast for him. A slide for Card after a Purdue first down into Indiana territory.
The master of the pocket does it again. His feel for pressure around him is one of the things that really separates Hudson Card. A redshirt junior, saw a ton of football at Texas, came over here to Purdue, and despite being banged up really for the majority of the year, is always capable of making plays just like that.
First down after a 20-yard run for Hudson Card. Now he throws to Deion Burks. And a tackle made by JoJo Johnson. Second down after a 9-yard gain.
No help over top there. A crucial tackle by JoJo Johnson. He knows if he does not get Burks on the ground there, it is 6 points.
Second and 1. Card looking for Burks, who had great acceleration down the sideline, but the pass was just too long, and Johnson had coverage again.
And great coverage that it was. Can't tell if Burks is tired or banged up. By the way, he's going to take a breather on the sideline. And we're hanging here at this quarter just a moment longer as that pass was incomplete. Great ball there by Card. It was just better coverage by JoJo Johnson.
Purdue with the ball in Indiana territory. Final play, likely, of the third. Mockabee falls again. He lost yardage. And it's third down as the third quarter expires. A little bit louder now, Brock.
That'll warm you up.
It sure will. That's a great point. With shout ringing out inside Ross-Ade Stadium, the band really did a great job getting into it.
Oh, look at that.
Almost looks like a rugby scrum. Excellent crowd. Now they need to put their vocal cords to work and cheer on Purdue with a 4th and short, trying to keep this drive alive as we start the 4th quarter. A bubble pass. Devin Mockabee. Touchdown, Purdue. And what a way to start the 4th quarter.
What a play. A play like that is something Graham Harrell puts in probably during training camp, and you just wait for the perfect moment to unveil it. And what better moment than against your rival. Hudson Card is going to fake that run, and before you know it, number 45 is behind you with no one between him and the end zone.
Point after try makes it a 3-point game again.
And you're going to see Mockabee, and he knows that defense is so locked in on Hudson Card, expecting him to run the football. They're not even noticing him there to the outside. And good for Mockabee, too, because we saw on that 3rd and short, he trips up on Hudson Card's feet, and here he is making up for it just a play later. And that's about as easy of a throw as Hudson Card will have in his career for a guaranteed 6. And Mockabee loving it.
Remember, Mockabee had the big Old Oaken bucket game last year with nearly 100 yards rushing and about a handful of receptions as well. He's doing it again today. 47 rush yards and a 38-yard touchdown catch. That's Maccabee's first receiving touchdown of the season as well.
Things are repeating themselves because last year Jalen Lucas, it wasn't a kickoff return, but he had 100 yards rushing on the ground. And he said Maccabee had 99 yards rushing, 60 receiving. They're both stepping up yet again.
Eerie parallels for sure. And we know one thing, Purdue won't be kicking to Jalen Lucas anytime today.
I would strongly advise against that.
Indiana ball with the lead. And tomorrow, the Hoosiers basketball team takes on Harvard in Indianapolis. A lot of crimson in this matchup. Live coverage tips off at 4:30 Eastern, presented by Jeep, only on the Big Ten Network, the Fox Sports app. Crowd engaged. First down, Indiana. Bobbled snap, and Trent Howland saves the play, but he loses a yard to the 25. Nick Scorton helped cover up the Indiana ball carrier.
And Sorsby's just going to have trouble with the snap. It looks like he's turning to get to that mesh point a little too soon and just doesn't control the football.
Howland around the end. Tackled first by Yanni Karlaftis, whose brother won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs.
George was an incredible edge player, just like Nick Scorton and Kadra Jenkins. Yanni a little smaller, but an inside linebacker.
3rd and 3. Sorsby pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete. 4th down. Sanusi Kane, Brock.
One of my favorites. He comes on the blitz and he knows I'm not going to be able to make it to the quarterback, but I'm just going to get my hands up because I know my guys are working their tails off in coverage behind me. Gets that left hand up and able to bat it down, and just like that, your punt return team is on the field.
Kane is from Harlem, Manhattan, and the Purdue coaching staff says he just has that city swagger about him.
Wears Harlem on his sleeve.
Yes. And shouts it out, too.
And he reminds you of it.
There's a flag there right as James Evans booted the punt away.
False start. Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Now that is crucial, Chris, because he booted that ball a good 60 yards.
Yeah.
He destroyed that football. Tyrone Tracy had to turn and run to get it.
There was confusion before the snap because Indiana had to run a 11th player out onto the field. Let's see if Evans hits it as well as he did on the trial run. Not quite right. On a bounce, Tracy demolished. Aaron Casey was there on the special teams play along with Jordan Greer. Big stop for Purdue. School's initial to that chain that has been added to 97 times now. Purdue starts this drive with a good hard run between the tackles. Tyrone Tracy is not done yet. Into Indiana territory. Aaron Casey takes him down. He wants that bucket, Brock.
You cannot get him on the ground. Plain and simple. Now, Jordan Greer for Indiana was one of the first guys to make contact, and he is in a great deal of pain on the ground right now.
Jordan Greer was injured on that last play, a run by Purdue running back Tyrone Tracy.
And you see Noah Pierre, the guy Greer was backing up. And you're going to see on the right side of the screen, you'll see Lewis Moore, who's just kind of rolls into into Jordan Greer right on that knee, and you always hate to see that.
After a long run by Tracy, Purdue has the ball in Indiana territory, looking to take the lead here in the fourth quarter, and Tracy picks up a yard. Andre Carter with the tackle at the line of scrimmage there. Our big stat is brought to you by Liberty Mutual. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is hard to bring down, and we saw it 2 plays ago.
That strength, that speed, the elusiveness, you combine all that, that's how you get 30%.
Adding to that percentage on this run, but Indiana by and large bottles him up. Tracy to the 39. Philip Bleedy, the interior lineman, with help from Marcus Burris on that front for Indiana. 3rd down.
And now Andre Carter, their mountain of a man at defensive end, is holding that leg.
6'5", 270. A mountain of a man indeed. Carter began his college career at Western Michigan, voted a captain by his teammates this season.
And you're going to see number 1 being blocked by 52 in the middle. Oh, and that right ankle just kind of twists on him, and so much leverage being put on there, and thankfully he's jogging off. It's just a lot of weight when you twist an ankle and you weigh 270 pounds and have a 300-pound guy also pressing on you.
That's a good point.
One thing to monitor, as we saw when we came back, Jordan Greer being helped off the field by Noah Pierre. Noah Pierre was the original Husky. That's what they called their nickelback. Jordan Greer replaced Noah, who got hurt a couple weeks ago. So now Amari Farrell, the true freshman, is the 3rd-string Husky and will have to enter into the fold. You'll also see maybe more Anthony Jones, who's their 3rd linebacker. Maybe they play more 3 linebacker sets. Either way, this defense is going to have to get creative.
There's Noah Pierre. A 3rd and 7 for Purdue. Card! He's still alive! Able to extend the play and throw it complete to the tight end, George Burhead. 1st down, Purdue.
I know I sound like a broken record, but this tackling for Indiana, I mean, there's no way Hudson Card should be able to get out of there, but he does. I mean, they have him dead to rights. Pressure from both sides. They have him sandwiched. Somehow he gets out there, then he stiff arms Mangum Farrar and able to get a 1st down out of all that chaos.
1st and 10. Tracy tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Short gain, 2nd down. It's just like Ben Roethlisberger-esque.
It really looks like that Hudson Card's half his size. Able to get out of that sandwich, able to stiff arm Mangum Farrar to the ground, all with his eyes downfield, and able to find his tight end.
2nd and 9 here, and Card over the middle. That's complete. Jerron Tibbs. 3rd down coming up. Jacob Mangum Farrar. Indiana asks its linebackers to play a lot of pass coverage, and that was the case there. 5-yard gain.
A very manageable 3rd down here. You can't quite rule out the quarterback run here either. Usually when Hudson Carter runs the ball, it's when you least expect it. I would not be mad at a QB draw here with an expected pass.
Card is his team's leading rusher today, as is Indiana's quarterback, Brendan Sorsby. On the angle route, Burks catches it at the 15. 1st down, Purdue.
They take George Burhead and clear him out, running up the hash, which is what creates so much space for Deion Burks. Able to catch that ball through a whole lot of contact, able to maintain it through the ground. And JoJo Johnson, who was in coverage, is now down on the ground.
The 3rd Indiana player injured on this drive. Purdue driving to take the lead in the 4th, down 3. And transfer from UCLA.
And Hudson Card is really slow to get up. That was quite a big hit. You're going to see him kind of get sandwiched between two guys as he goes to the ground here. And a hit directly to the back of the head by Lewis Moore. Not intentional by any means. He just gets spun that way, but I know that one hurt.
He stays in the game on second down. Tracy stumbles as he cuts up the middle. And Purdue going the wrong direction. Marcus Burris Jr. in on the tackle.
I'm surprised by back-to-back attempts on the ground. I mean, with JoJo Johnson leaving the field, they're down to their fourth corner, their third nickelback, and their second safety. I'm shocked they are not testing these DBs right now. I mean, they're scrapping together a secondary at this point.
Might have to test those DBs here if you're Purdue on 3rd and long. Down 3. Card. Jump ball. Broken up. Great defensive play by Jameer Johnson in one-on-one coverage with Jaron Tibbs, and it's 4th down.
And this is the 4th corner that I was talking about. Jameer Johnson getting thrown in the fire. I'm sure he thought he was going to have plenty of special teams reps today, but how about that? Textbook play of fade ball. You get your eyes back on the quarterback, play through the hands, getting your number called here late in the old Oakland bucket game, and immediately you get singled out, and then you perform.
4th field goal attempt of the day for Ben Freehill. This to tie the game in the 4th quarter from 35. He splits the uprights. 28 all with 8:41 to play for the old Oakland bucket.
At CDW, we get if your network power goes down, your business goes with it.
Thanks for calling. We are unexpectedly closed today.
CDW experts can keep you up and running with an APC SmartUps lithium-ion UPS from Schneider Electric. It offers cloud-enabled remote monitoring and 3 times the battery life, so you can get the performance and certainty you need to stay open for business. For resiliency at the edge, trust Schneider Electric and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
Saturday Night Volleyball, tonight, only on the Big Ten Network.
28-28, Purdue ties on a made field goal. Both of these teams very familiar with close contests. And frankly, as you can see, both teams' record below 500 in games decided by 8 points or less. Josh Henderson on the kick return for Indiana. Hudson Card did a great job extending some plays on that last drive for Purdue, and it's our quick clips brought to you by Sport Clips.
Well, right here's been the story of the game. Can you get number 1 on the ground? The answer's been no, which is so frustrating for a defense. Our call is correct because we're getting guys into the backfield, but we just can't get him on the ground. There he is, sandwiched between 2 white jerseys, stiff arms Jacob Bangham-Farrar to the ground, and then delivers a strike for a 1st down. Banged up, wasn't even sure if he was going to be able to play this week. Ends up being able to practice, and here he is looking fresh as ever.
This drive for Indiana starts at the 30. Sorsby to the wide open E.J. Williams. Crafty play, and Williams avoids Dylan Thieneman and is bumped out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Indiana by Markevius Brown. 1st down.
Very crafty play calling indeed. E.J. Williams comes out and he's blocking the cornerback, Markevius Brown. And the second that Sorsby starts rolling out, boom, he releases him and he goes out for a route.
19-yard play to ignite this drive. First down run, Josh Henderson, and a good one into Purdue territory, and the tackle made by Thieneman. 2nd down.
Sanusi Kane is now being matched up on Jalen Lucas. So when you saw Sorsby check to the sideline, they kept it with a run play inside, because if Sanusi is on the outside by the numbers, guarding Jalen Lucas, that's 1 less man in the box.
2nd and 3. Sorsby keeps it, flips it. Williams Stays on his feet, stays in bounds, and finally gets hit out of bounds by Antonio Stevens. Brock, that was a carbon copy play from earlier in this drive.
It was identical. Identical from 2 plays ago, and if Purdue is not going to make an adjustment, you see here on the bottom, block, 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 and then time it out. So right when I turn around is when Sorsby's going to be rolling out, and Thieneman, who lines up 25 yards deep, is the only man remaining to make that tackle.
1st and 10, Indiana. Henderson hit by Nick Scorton at the 25.
It really puts that cornerback in a bind because he sees the quarterback running and he's the force player, so he has to go make the play, but technically his man is still eligible even though he's blocking him. It's a tremendous call, it really is. And we might be seeing it again here on the bottom.
They bring Henderson into the backfield. Williams split out wide, bottom of your screen. Sorsby looking for him, and this time Purdue covers him up. And Sorsby eventually tackled by Isaiah Nichols.
Same exact play, but this time Scorton able to get free and forcing the play so that the corner doesn't have to be the force. That is how you make an adjustment right there. You see number 5 out there, Sorsby say, whoa, 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 you weren't here last time. Big 3rd down.
Indiana just 1 for 9. This is their biggest 3rd down conversion of the ball game. 3rd and 4. On the ground, Henderson, not even close. Brought down at the 21-yard line. It's 4th down. Clyde Washington, Sanusi Kane flocked to the football.
As the field goal unit comes on the field, I gotta be honest, kind of disappointed with the lack of aggression there. That felt like settling for a field goal on 3rd down. I'm really shocked by that play call. I thought you could trust Sorsby there to throw the ball in the air, but either way, you can take the lead if you make this field goal.
From 39 yards to give Indiana the lead in the 4th quarter. It's good. Purdue had scored 10 unanswered in the 4th quarter. Indiana snaps that streak and takes a 31-28 lead. Chris Freeman from Zionsville, Indiana. Timeout, Rutgers, Maryland. And we've got a really exciting finish in store here. This game has been close all afternoon. Indiana, on a made field goal, has taken a 31-28 lead as Chris Freeman kicks it short and it rolls out of bounds. The flag is dropped and Purdue will get fabulous starting field position.
Out of bounds. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line on the left hash. 1st down.
That's a big mistake.
It's a massive mistake, and credit to Dylan Downing making a really smart play. He very easily could have stepped up and caught that ball. We said, let's see if we can wait for that thing to bounce out of bounds.
The game summary. Hudson Card and Brendan Sorsby, the quarterbacks, have thrown for almost the same amount of yardage today. Sorsby has shaken off 3 first-half interceptions and played clean so far in the 2nd half. And Hudson Card has been really tough to bring down for Indiana's defensive line. He throws it deep for Deion Burks. It's caught. Burks had to lay out to bring it in. 1st down, Purdue. Burks spotted down at the 21.
Burks hit Kobe Minor with a stutter go. Hudson Card was reading it all the way. And that's why you see, Kobe Minor goes to the ground. That's how good of a route it was. And Burks able to make the diving catch.
44-yard gain, and Devin Mockabee picks up a yard on 1st down to the 20. Philip Bleedy with the stop, big number 96.
Tell you what, every time, here we go. You see the stutter go, and you see Kobe Minor on the ground. It was a crisp route. I understand why he's on the ground, but every time that Indiana gets the momentum back, Purdue just has a big play and wins the stadium over.
You'll see that on a YouTube mixtape at some point. 2nd down, there's Burks again. Burks leapfrogs over Lewis Moore and requires a lot of effort to be brought down. Ruled down at the 6, 14-yard gain. 1st and goal.
We talked to offensive coordinator for Purdue, Graham Harrell, and he said, you know, the stats just don't show how explosive Deion Burks truly is. And so far this drive, he is reminding us what we saw week 1 against Fresno State. This guy is capable of a highlight every time he touches the football.
7 catches, 9 targets, 87 yards for Deion Burks, number 4.
A lot of space on the bottom if they want to go back to it.
First and goal for Purdue. On the ground, Devin Maccabee. He cannot escape. Big play by Linnell Carr Jr. A loss of 4.
Grab that leg and wait for the cavalry. Hold on, hold on, hold on. They're coming. And they finally get Maccabee on the ground. Crazy Legs is at it again.
Well, he needed Crazy Legs to break that tackle. Still second and goal, but the ball now at the 10. Card up the gut. Card! Touchdown! Purdue has the lead.
About as effortless of a drive as we've seen all day. It was all Burks early. Hudson Card calls his own number late.
Card's 5th rushing touchdown of the season. And the Purdue quarterback has been the runaway train today. Freehill's kick is good. Card has rushed for 85 yards on the ground this afternoon, and Purdue leads 35-31. But this drive started, Brock, with a long pass to Deion Burks.
A nice stutter go up top. He drops the corner to his knees and makes the diving reception. Able to start this thing off on the right foot, and then Card calls his own number, makes Aaron Casey miss, and walks right into the end zone to take the lead. A 4-point lead, so a field goal will not do for the Hoosiers. What a day by Hudson Card. Regardless of how this roller coaster ends, what a day to cap off your season.
His introduction to this old Oaken Bucket rivalry game, and this is the 98th time they've played for this bucket, and Card is making an immediate impact on this age-old rivalry. It feels like we're kind of in Madison, Wisconsin. They're playing jump around here at Ross-Ade Stadium in West Lafayette. That's just to keep warm, I guess.
Whatever it takes, because that wind has picked up. It's so unfair. The sun came out, but the second the sun came out, the wind picked up to counteract it.
Yeah, it's misleading seeing the sun there. Temperature not expected to break 40 degrees today. Things are heating up on the field, though, with a to-the-wire finish for the old Oaken Bucket. Josh Henderson on the run back, brought down at the 29-yard line. Indiana takes over with 2 timeouts and 2:34 left.
And Josh Henderson stepped in front of Jalen Lucas here. Now, he probably just sees a squib and he sees the kickoff team closing in, but watch how he kind of steps right in front of Lucas, who had a great opportunity to catch it. But I understand what Henderson's thinking. They're closing in, but you want to let your playmaker get that one. Hudson Card once again, Aaron Casey not able to get him on the ground, and missed tackles, missed tackles, missed tackles. It has just been, unfortunately, the story of the Hoosiers for the past 3 weeks now. Oh, the stadium is alive.
Indiana trails, 1st and 10. Swing pass to the running back, Henderson. Henderson! First down, Indiana. What a run after the catch for Josh Henderson.
They need to get the medical staff on the field. Zion Steptoe might be out right now. You'll see a really hard hit to the head when number 7 enters in right there. And he has not moved since.
Well, there's Some lower extremity movement, which is good to see, and his arms are moving as well, but he got clocked. Josh Henderson is a big dude, 225 pounds at full speed ahead.
Step toe, the redshirt freshman, number 7 right there, just trying to make a play, and the crowd is clapping. He's up on the field jogging off, but he may think he's going back in that game. Not until that medical staff looks at you, because that's the protocol set in place. But it's good to see him up and lively.
Well, that starts the Indiana drive. A gain of a little over 10 yards, and the ball just across the 40-yard line. Indiana trying to win the old Oaken bucket for the first time since 2019.
The referees seem to be reviewing something. They're in the replay booth, and you saw the head lowered, which means the targeting is up for debate. It's going to be Yanni Karloftis, number 14 right there. And unfortunately, it's friendly fire that takes out step toe. Here's a great look at it.
Gosh, that's pretty textbook leading with the crown of the helmet.
It is determined that number 14 committed a targeting foul. Number 14 has been ejected from the game and disqualified from the game. 15-yard penalty be added on to the end of the run.
Dean Blandino, that seemed an open and shut case for targeting.
That is the right call. That's when you lower your head like that and lead with the top of the helmet, the crown. That's clearly targeting. That's a dangerous play, not only for the player getting hit, but the player initiating the contact. And that, like you said, open and shut case, lowered the head, led with the crown. And replay can add that, and that'll result in a disqualification.
Dean, thank you. That puts the ball in Purdue territory at the 45.
And that will bring Antonio Stevens onto the field in place of Yanni. Antonio, more of a safety, but he can be a more athletic linebacker when they need him. And he's going to have to be just that with Yanni now out of the game.
Running. Brendan Sorsby. Designed run. He slides inside the 35.
Fantastic play call. They motion Josh Henderson out, which takes Clyde Washington with him because they know it's man coverage. And what does Sorsby do? He runs right where Clyde Washington used to be.
2nd and 1. Pass is incomplete. Williams, the intended target. Derek Rogers Jr. breaks it up, the true freshman.
True freshman, maybe the biggest play of the year for him right there with your rival driving the bucket on the line, and there you go with a textbook PBU.
Third and 1. And Indiana's got to have it. Henderson did not get the first down. It's 4th down for the Hoosiers.
Sanusi came screaming from his position. He sniffed that out from the jump. Now this was always going to be 4th down territory, so that defense and offense, they aren't going anywhere. But Tom Allen looks like he wants his offense to think a little longer about this play call.
Timeout. Indiana has rushed for 142 yards today. It's not like they've been ineffective on the ground.
Sanusi King sniffing that out and making sure that Henderson cannot fall forward. You'll see 21 right there.
With some help from Isaiah Nichols on the Purdue defensive line.
IU has been able to have some chunks here and there, but in those gotta-have situations, this Purdue rush defense, they've really stepped up.
So, what do you draw up a play for here on 4th and 1 when you gotta have it?
I want Sorsby on the run. I want him to have the option of he can throw it to somebody, he can take it himself. We saw the success they were having a few minutes ago with E.J. Williams on the outside, putting the cornerback in that line of run pass. But I have to see Sorsby out of the pocket in this situation.
4th and 1. Sorsby, Scorton brings him down. The pass incomplete. And Purdue takes over on downs.
They were trying to get Sorsby out of the pocket. What I don't like, in hindsight's 2020, but the play fake just takes too long. You know that pressure is coming. That's what Purdue defense is.
Offense, number 15. Loss of down at the spot of the foul. 1st and 10, Purdue.
And intentional grounding because Sorsby, of course, was just trying to throw that ball to anybody. I don't like the play fake here because you know that pressure is going to be there. A fantastic read by Scorton. He knows that he is not giving that football, not in that situation, so he's able to do just enough to get Sorsby on the ground. What a play by one of your top defensive playmakers to seal this game.
Nick Scorton, the sophomore, 6'4", 280. What a specimen. He's been living in backfields all season long for Purdue. And on that play, he helps clinch the old Oaken bucket. He'll be adding another P to that chain as Purdue on the verge of keeping the bucket for the 3rd year in a row.
Nick Scorton, Yanni Karloftis, Dylan Thieneman, Will Helt, Derek Rogers Jr., Jerron Tibbs, all guys who are coming back next year, all guys who played great, and there's Scorton right there, sniffing that play out from the start. He knew for a fact he was not going to give that ball.
Timeout, Indiana.
The future is bright for these Boilermakers. Their young players are their best players. That's such a great position to be in. All those names I just rattled off are either freshmen or sophomores, and every single one of them made an impact at some point today. Sanusi Kane can take an extra year if he wants to as well. I mean, I understand that 4 wins is not earth-shattering. This Purdue team is entering this offseason with an overwhelming optimism.
This goes back to what we talked about at the start of the game. Whoever wins this game has a ton of momentum that they bring with them now into the offseason. Doesn't matter what happened up to this point. If you win the arch rivalry game, you feel good about how the season ended.
And you better believe there's some top Indiana recruits here at this game because they probably have offers from both of these schools. I mean, this win does a ton.
A showcase for the state of Indiana. And although one side has to lose, a game that the Hoosier State collectively should feel proud about, but that is another tough loss for Tom Allen, whose team loses its final 3 games of the season by 4 points or less. The bucket, the mythology behind it, it looks good. No one knows for sure how old it is. It has vanished at times over the course of its rivalry, but it always turns up when it's time for some team to hoist it. And this year, once again, it's the Purdue Boilermakers.